kick things off with the story that had the whole MMA world buzzing. Colby Covington just unleashed absolute chaos on Ian Garry during one of his latest live streams, and honestly, nobody was ready for the things he said. Known for being one of the most controversial and outspoken fighters in MMA, Colby didn't hold anything back. When someone asked him what he thought about Ian Garry, Colby straight up said, "I think he's a loser." That alone would have made headlines, but no, he took it even further. Colby then went on a wild, insulting rant that had fans and fighters across the internet completely shocked. He claimed Ian was getting dominated in a recent fight and then threw in a disgusting personal jab, saying it reminded him of Ian watching his wife get, in Colby's words, railed by her ex-husband. Yes, he actually said that, and it didn't stop there. Colby kept going, laughing and saying that Ian's wife was now the one watching him get dominated. The insults were beyond personal, they were cruel, and they spread like wildfire. Social media exploded. Some people were angry, some were stunned, and some laughed, because this is Colby Covington we're talking about. Love him or hate him, the man knows how to get people talking. Colby has always played the villain. He's insulted fighters, disrespected fan bases, clashed with UFC officials. He lives for controversy. That's his brand. But even for Colby, this felt like a new level. Some fans are wondering, did he go too far this time? Others think this is exactly what makes Colby so dangerous. Not just in the cage, but on the mic. He brings chaos everywhere he goes. As for Ian Garry, he hasn't responded publicly yet. Some believe he'll stay quiet. Others are expecting him to clap back hard. Either way, the tension is sky high, and if these two ever meet inside the octagon, it's going to be nuclear. Now let's move to another emotional topic, Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones. Tom Aspinall is still holding on to hope that he'll get to fight Jon Jones, despite all the delays, the rumors, and the silence from Jones's camp. Aspinall recently appeared on Rico Vovin's YouTube channel, and when asked about Jones, he said something that gave fans chills. "You're getting an exclusive. I think we'll get it." Tom knocked out Sergey Pavlovich to become the interim heavyweight champion, and ever since then he's wanted one thing: to unify the belt against Jon Jones. But Jon has stayed quiet. Some say he's retiring, others say he's just waiting for the right time. Meanwhile, Tom is waiting and training and hoping. "People keep telling me to let it go," Tom admitted. "They say stop talking about it, maybe he'll finally agree to fight. But I just want to fight. That's what we're here for." You could hear the frustration in his voice. For Aspinall, it's not about fame or money, it's about legacy. He wants to prove himself. He wants to test himself against the greatest. But Jon Jones? Still no response. Aspinall's still training hard, he's staying ready, and he's doing everything he can to make sure the world and Jon knows he's serious. If this fight ever happens, it'll be massive. The experienced legend versus the powerful, hungry newcomer, the old king versus the new lion. Next up, Joe Rogan is issuing a serious warning to Sean O'Malley. On a recent episode of his podcast, Joe opened up about what it would look like if Sean faced off against Merab Dvalishvili. Spoiler alert, Joe didn't sugarcoat it. He said Sean has come a long way. He's gotten off social media, stopped partying, and focused more on training. But that's still not enough to handle someone like Merab. Joe brought up Sean's hip injury, revealing that Sean couldn't even wrestle during training camp for one of his fights. And now he might have to fight Merab? Joe shook his head and said Merab is a machine, superhuman. He compared him to Khabib Nurmagomedov, but said even Khabib couldn't match Merab's pace. Merab doesn't get tired, he smothers you, he breaks you. Joe's advice was clear. If this fight happens, Sean needs to be in the best shape of his life, because Merab isn't just any fighter, he's a monster. Now let's talk about Israel Adesanya, who's going through a tough chapter right now. He's lost 3 fights in a row, and just like that, people are saying his era is over, that he's finished, that his days as champ are done. But Israel, he's staying calm, cool, focused, he's not making excuses, he's not lashing out, he's just breathing. And that's powerful. It wasn't long ago that he knocked out Alex Pereira and reclaimed his title. That moment was huge. It proved the haters wrong. It shut everybody up. But since then, things haven't gone his way. He lost to Sean Strickland, then Dricus du Plessis, then Nassourdine Imavov. Each fight raised new doubts. Is he slipping? Has he lost his fire? But here's what makes Israel special. He's not bitter. He's not crumbling. According to coach Tim Welch, Izzy is still humble, still kind, still at peace. He's not angry, Tim said. He's just grounded. at 36. Some people say he should retire. Others believe he's not done yet. Maybe, just maybe, he's setting up the greatest comeback of his life. And now for a story that sounds like something out of a movie, Khamzat Chimaev ran into Leon Edwards by chance at a gym in England and challenged him to a sparring match right on the spot. Yep, no cameras, no UFC setup, just raw tension. According to Khamzat, he walked into the gym, saw Leon, and immediately asked, "Wanna spar?" But Leon, he just walked away. Khamzat said maybe he had somewhere to go, but it looked like he didn't want to deal with me. There was no fight, no drama, but the energy was intense. These two were actually scheduled to fight back in 2021, but it was cancelled due to Khamzat's COVID issues. They never got their moment, and now unless one of them changes weight classes, they probably never will. But that chance encounter reminded everyone Khamzat is always ready, always on go mode, even in a random gym. And finally, the news everyone's talking about. A massive fight might be happening this October. Belal Muhammad versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Yes, you heard that right. It all started when longtime UFC commentator John Anik slipped during a podcast. While talking about Belal's future, he casually said, "We'll see what Shavkat has for him in October." Boom! That one line set the internet on fire. Belal Muhammad has been on a tear. He is riding a 10-fight unbeaten streak and has beaten big names like Stephen Thompson, Vicente Luque, Sean Brady, and Gilbert Burns. But he still hasn't gotten the respect he deserves. This fight against Shavkat, it could be his ticket to finally prove he belongs at the top. But it won't be easy. Shavkat Rakhmonov is 18-0 with a 100% finish rate. He's never gone the distance. Never. He's destroyed every opponent, including Neil Magny, Jeff Neal, and Stephen Thompson. This guy is a killer. If the fight gets confirmed, it'll be a war. Belal's relentless wrestling versus Shavkat's sharp striking and deadly submissions, and with Leon Edwards supposedly defending his title in July against Colby Covington, the winner of Belal vs Shavkat could be next in line. The welterweight division is finally moving again, and this fight could change everything. Outro, and there you have it. An emotional rollercoaster of updates straight from the heart of MMA. From Colby's brutal trash talk, to Tom's dream fight with John, from Sean O'Malley's warning to Israel's quiet strength, from Khamzat's gym confrontation to the potential October showdown, this is why we love the fight game. If you want more stories like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're just getting started.